I can't believe I'm doing this. Five Nights at Freddy's Ultimate Costume Review. About you butt fucks, but I've been around the internet for a hot minute, and that means that I've seen a lot of shit. And one of the shit that I had the pleasure of seeing in its heyday when it initially happened was Five Nights at Freddy's. So if you don't know what Five Nights at Freddy's is because you live under a rock, Five Nights at Freddy's is a video game, specifically of the horror category. And this is something that inspired a game genre known as mascot horror. Brief history. The dev of this game tried to make like a funny little platformer with like some cute like animal characters. When he showed it to people, they told him like, yo dude, your character designs are butt. They look like ooky spooky animatronics. That's so off-putting.
That thing looks like it's gonna kill your children.
And the guy saw that and he went, bet. So he made a game about someone who has to take care of a pizzeria at night. And your goal is to basically keep the animatronics from ganking you. So, considering the fact that it's in its own right iconic, I thought it would be funny if we review these characters, we give them the old Kinkymation 1-2, and talk about them a bit. So that's what we're gonna do. And we begin with fucking Freddy Fazbear. In the first game, most of the game is played in relative darkness. You don't really see a ton of detail for these characters. But the thing that you do see immediately is how fucking creepy they are. Imagine if you have like an old-timey, old-school animatronic from like fucking Chuck E. Cheese, and you stuff a corpse in it, and it comes to life, and you get Freddy Fazbear. Nothing about this character is family-friendly. If I saw this in a dark hallway, I would cry, because this character is actually shape and silhouette language at its fucking finest. From a glance from far away, it looks friend-shaped, because it's supposed to be friend-shaped. It's supposed to be an animatronic for a children's restaurant, right? But then you look closer, and you notice that it's a bit angular, it's a bit squared. It gives you kind of uncanny valley a little bit. While usually when you have characters that are supposed to be intimidating / evil, people go for the triangle. Square is another good villainous shape because it's angular, it's not friendly, it's more like imposing. I would not want to run into this. I would have fucking quit the job night one. I would have not come back the next day, like holy shit. People were like, why the fuck did the fucking security guard keep coming back? It's because lore. But I would say that Freddy Fazbear definitely captured the spirit of Scott's like first character designs that were not supposed to be scary, but they were, and made them very, very off-putting. Bonnie the Bunny, oh god. God, Bonnie's worse. First of all, the color scheme, he blends into the darkness. Like, that's already bad! And the eyes in there feel like they're, like, real, okay? They don't feel like fucking animatronic eyes. They feel like real human eyes, and they're, like, sunken in. And then he's holding a guitar, which is really pointy and really angular. And again, same design principle for the shapes. They're supposed to be friend-shaped and rounded out and cute, but, like, it has, like, jagged teeth, like, really wide parts, and sunken eyes. And it's just like, no, absolutely. Bonnie gives Scott actual nightmares, by the way. If I had fucking conceived this from my mind, I would have had nightmares. There's like just such a thing as making something that's too off-putting, chat. Like, oh my god, and there's like a second set of teeth in there. It's like alien. Just, yeah, it's terrifying, awful. 0 out of 10, 10 out of 10 on the spooky though. Chica the Chicken. I thought it was a duck. You know what I hate about Chica? Besides the ridiculous amount of people that want to fuck this thing, I hate that the cupcake also has a face. The cupcake having like sunken in eyes and a face is just disturbing. Also, Chica has the worst jump scare out of all of these. And like the eyes are sunken in and disgusting! The cupcake knows who you are and she's trying to do. I don't want to fuck the fucking chicken. I'm not you people. I'm not a degenerate. Daddy! The cupcake does look like a flayed skull. That's a good catch.
And now the reason we have animatronics as a tag on R34.
It's all fucking Freddy Fazbear's fault! People want to lick in that chicken. No! If you had told me that this was a girl character, I would have never believed you. I don't think that, like, Scott was trying to make it girly on purpose. But, like, he had to have, like, one girl in the animatronic cast, because that's just how things were in the 90s. Also, something to note about Chica, texture-wise, she doesn't seem fuzzy like Freddy and Bonnie are. She seems more metallic. I think she's probably the animatronic with, like, who's the roughest around the edges. so to speak. She's also, ironically, the one that is the most friend-shaped out of all of them because she has, like, the most rounded-out design, which is probably because of, like, the way that chickens are normally. But I will say this, she has the worst jump scares in the game. Absolutely the worst fucking ones. I hate it. I'm sorry. Alright, anyway, Chica's horrifying.
I am hilarious and you will quote everything I say.
This. The first time I watched Markiplier play this game, because I didn't actually play it myself because I was a pussy, the fucking first jump scare with Foxy fucking got me. It was absolute fuck. Remember when I said earlier about the shapes? Foxy completely goes into the horror archetype here because Foxy is gangly and sharp and pointy and exposed metal bits and like ooky spooky. Foxy the pirate is probably the scariest animatronic in concept because of his silhouette. He's not rounded out, he's not squared, he's not soft, he's just really angular and really sharp and really pointy. I think that, like, it was great to save, like, Foxy's thing for FNAF until, like, the second night, because it almost always gets you. Enemy shape? This is enemy shape, yeah. And it's mainly because of the amount of intensity that the character conveys. It's terrifying how you can open a camera and see this fucker running right at you. Oh, yeah, it's like the only animatronic that moves on camera is this. And by the time you see it, it's too late. I would argue, though, that Bonnie is probably the one that's the most unintentionally scary, and Foxy is the one that's the most scary outright out of all the animatronics. It's also the one that has the most wear and tear as well, coincidentally, which I don't think was done by accident. Golden Freddy! Okay, so Golden Freddy, fun fact, can't actually gank you. At least I don't think he can. It's literally an animatronic that cannot fucking move. It has, like, no exoskeleton. But, if I saw this, I would weep. This one looks horrific. By horror design standards, sunken face, super tiny pinprick eyes, fucking uncanny valley-ass positioning, spooky fucking spooky, dark colors, kind of falling apart, ragdoll appearance, like, this is the type of shit that nightmares are made out of, and if I don't have nightmares tonight, I'm gonna be very surprised.
But also crashes your game.
Oh yeah, you can crash your game, I forgot about that. Thanks so much for the super. If you guys have never seen it move, it twitches like it wants to move, but it can't. When characters do jerky, twitchy movements, it usually throws people off. Like, the human brain is designed to, like, react to movement, and if it sees movements that's, like, erratic or jerky, it immediately makes you nervous because you're expecting something to come at you. So they really nailed that. And finally, Endo 1.
Roger, roger.
Now, I don't remember what the deal with the endoskeleton is. I know that it's in the game. I think it's in one of the rooms in the back. This is literally what's inside of the suit. It's just the skeleton. So not really that scary. It's just like the robot underneath. But I will say that it's pretty angular and a little bit intense in its shape. So that would definitely give you pause if you saw it, even if it doesn't jump you. Alright, we're moving on to FNAF 2. Can you guys believe that this game came out like less than 6 months after the original? Holy shit, Scott. So, the toy animatronics, right? I'm gonna say this, and please don't gank me, FNAF fandom. They're not scary. The toy animatronics are only scary because of the jump scares, because I think that Scott, probably completely by accident, neglected the very, very basic character design rules that can tell you how to make something a little bit more intimidating. Toy Freddy is way too round, it's way too tubby and friend-shaped and sweet. The face is still kind of creepy, for sure, but overall, the design setup is very friend-shaped, and that already takes a lot of horror out of it. The thing that can make the toy animatronics scary is how they move and how they act in the game. They were supposed to look friendly, that's the point. Yeah, if the point was to make them look friendly, then yeah, he fucking nailed it. Because in the actual game, they're not that scary unless they jump scare you. They're also meant to be like a point of high contract with the Withered animatronic, if that makes sense. Because those were definitely more ooky spooky. So the point, I think, of the toy animatronics is that not to make them scary. It's to make them contrast with the Withered animatronics and just show off how much the pizzeria has evolved. There is something to be said, though, about how well Scott understands how off-putting his original characters are. Because the fact that he decided to go incredibly round and shiny and new looking for the toy ones means that he's probably well aware of how ooky spooky the Withered animatronics look. Toy Freddy takes off his eyes while entering the office. Yeah, and they do some really creepy shit with it, but the actual design language is really friend-shaped. Toy Bonnie. This one is creepy. If Toy Freddy was meant to be the ultimate friend shape, Toy Bonnie is actually creepy. If you look at Toy Bonnie very closely, the design is actually really angular. And it has a lot of like sunken facial features, which almost always convey some form of uncanny valley. Not to mention the exposed neck, and then the thing that actually makes it super creepy. Look at the hands. The hands are rounded out, but at a glance and from far away, they look pointy. So Toy Bonnie is actually a little bit skinnier, a little bit more off-putting than Toy Freddy. And it looks, in general, just pointier and Like, no, I love the colors because I like that they're bright as fuck, but nope, still gets me. It looks like it has claws. The positioning of the fingers is like almost claw-like. Hey, chat, look at me. No, absolutely not. Fuck no, no. The amount of porn I've seen of this character is ungodly. Toy Chica, it actually looks like a girl, so this one was actually a little bit more feminine shaped because it has a waistline, it has hips, it has like its fucking bib and it's like fucking pink panties. Scott, what the fuck? The cupcake looks cuter in this one. And see, the normal Toy Chica looks fine, looks sweet, kind of looks friendly. Why does it have panties and no top? Whatever, Scott, I'm not gonna judge. But then you look at the one without the beak and it's horrifying.
Came for Hans, stayed for Chica say.
What do you mean, Chico C? No, come on, chat, come on, you're killing me here. Do it, Lily, put up a sub, go, I refuse. I categorically refuse, because even if I put up 1,000 subs, you motherfuckers would hit it.
Toy Chica is the point where Scott knew what he had with this fan base and decided to go all the way with it.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure that Scott is well aware of the yiff in his fan base. Thanks so much for the super chat, by the way. Like, Scott knows. Like, it has, like, the tit shape. Like, you know all those things that, like, in old-timey cartoons that they did with bird characters, that they would just give them really, really, like, puffed out chest. See, this is what happened with Toy Chica. Boob in the bird versus no boob in the bird. Oh, the high heels on that fucking pigeon and fucking sending me. It's a toucan, Lily. Couldn't tell away that beak. Wave, are you joking? Wave just sent me this and said that this is official and ultimate costume. Oh yeah, isn't that the one where Chica's like, ooh, today's the day that I find love, and like she fucking murders her way through the cast? No, this one I would. This one's cute. Yeah! So yeah, that's Toy Chica. It's way more like female shaped. It's cute. It's rounded out, but then like without the beak and the eyes, it's like, ew, that looks like a deformed emoji that's gonna bite off my hand. Oh God, no, I forgot about Mangle. Can I confess something? I've actually never seen a lot of these because I only really heard Let's Plays in the background. Like the only one that I watched was like the OG one from Markiplier. And then for 2, I only watched a little bit. So I never got to the point of seeing Mangle and Scott, what the fuck? Wood, who said that? No, okay, no, chat! That's not BJ, teeth, chat, it has teeth, 2 sets. I am questioning my thing's sanity. Why are you guys like this? Like, you know what? This isn't gonna be a character design review. This is gonna be a how deranged is my chat review. But yeah, I'd actually never seen the Mangle's full design. I knew there was like a white version of Foxy, but this is horrific. Good job, Scott. This is exactly what I pictured was going to happen as soon as you try and stick your ween in that. That. And your point is, don't.
Hello.
Oh no. I don't remember what Balloon Boy, is this what it looks like? Kill it. No. Okay, this is the visceral reaction I was expecting. It takes your batteries. Ugh. Brother, ew, that's so scary. For an incredibly friend-shaped character, there's so much intense shapes in the face that it immediately makes things scary. That like triangular nose and like square edge teeth and like fucking sunken in eyes immediately makes me fucking question my sanity. I think that Scott really learned how to play with the Uncanny Valley at this point, and he was fucking nailing it, so yeah, no! Ugh! Thanks to that 8 hours of lore, I did know what the puppet looks like, but like seeing the full render is like, Scott, what in the ever-loving hell? Why is this in a pizzeria full of children? Would chat! Chat. Did you guys want those, like, puppet thingies? Just, I swear to God, anything that has curves, somebody would. You guys could see a tree with a fucking protrusion that looks like an ass and immediately thinks, I'm gonna stick my dick in it. Like, why are you guys like this? It's gangly and dark-shaped and pointy, and it's an empty, uncanny valley as fuck face. Why do you guys wanna fuck it? You guys would fuck a wardrobe!
Wardrobe Mommy from Beauty and Beast, would.
I mean, that one, yeah, it's very, very much a mommy shape.
Reminder to chat, these mostly literal children.
Like, I'm not with chat, but like, don't take the fun out of it. It doesn't matter, it's a fucking ghost. Like, really, Queen? We're gonna do this with the animatronics? Let's let chat have their fun. No one is fucking thinking that these are kids when they want to fuck them. You're still fucking a corpse inside of an animatronic, alright? That's already problematic enough. Let them have this. What the fuck is that? What the shit? Why did they use this render? This is horrifying. Who made this? Nugget Balloon, please go away. Okay, now we have the Withered animatronics. Now, the Withered animatronics are basically the same designs as the first FNAF, but they have some wear and tear to them. So I'm not going to talk a ton about the overall design, but I will talk about the changes. I feel like the weathering down, exposed wires, and cracked felt is a great addition to these, especially with contrasted with the toy animatronics, which are pristine, right? The Withered animatronics were supposed to be animatronics that were like just hidden in the back. No one was meant to be using these. You can see the exposed wiring, the cracked skin, the cracked bow. Not only does this make them look scarier, but it also adds an element of intensity and dread to the character that definitely makes you think this is not supposed to be here. So I think that they did a really good job in the high contrast between those two types of character designs in FNAF 2. Let's see the next one. Ah! I've never seen this before and I want it off my screen right now. Oh god, why the fuck? No, no! Me persino y lloro. This is a lot of wear and tear. This is terrifying. Like, look how sharp the fucking animatronic parts are. No, Scott really fucking doubled down on Bonnie being the scariest. Like, at least it can't bite you. Motherfucker, I don't want to be anywhere near it. It crawls through the vents. No, 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 no. The fucking no face, the fucking cracked shell, and exposed hands and feet just, ugh, god, ew. This, I would argue, is one of the best designs in FNAF. Because it really sells it. It does. Don't worry, it gets worse. Scott, what the fuck? Oh my god, the hands. Oh god, the face. Why are there two sets of teeth? You guys really want this on your clock? Let's eat. Oh god, the wiring. Oh god, yes. No! The feet are also super sharp in this. She has no eyelids. I hate this. So the thing that I think a lot of modern mascot horror doesn't get is that these are actually supposed to be scary. Not just a little off-putting and that's it. The thing that should be scary about these, it's not the jump scare, it's the actual, like, concept. And they did great with the toys. Scott got me, he really did. Because the toys look super cute and friendly for the most part, except for the one y'all want to fucking stick your dick into. But then the Withered animatronics are like, oh my god. Oh. And yeah, that's what sells the horror of FNAF 2, I think. Definitely. Withered Foxy. So Withered Foxy doesn't look too different from the OG Foxy. It just has a little bit less meat on its bones, but it's no less scary. Again, its shape language was already super pointy. This is exactly how my chat be when they see Toy Chica. Yeah, Withered Golden Freddy. I mean, I would argue that the OG Golden Freddy is scarier. Probably because it's mainly in shadow, and this is just kind of rusted through and that's it. A big part of what makes Golden Freddy kind of spooky is the fact that a lot of its face is obscured. His jump scare is more scary. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the jump scare's probably scarier, but the concept for the Withered Golden Freddy, I think that the OG one is worse. Shadow Freddy. I like that it has two eyes, and I love the smile. That's horrifying, but it's just purple. But yeah, Shadow Freddy's an Easter egg. I don't really know what it does. It's the same design as Golden Freddy with some notable changes. The facial expression is way more threatening, and it's such high contrast that, yeah, that's off-putting. I would argue that it is. And though to... Master has given Dobby a sock. Now Dobby is free!
I hope you die in a fire.
Oh, we're getting to the edge. So FNAF 3 only really has one animatronic, minus the fucking hallucinations. This is Springtrap. This is about as iconic as FNAF gets. This is actually the one that's in Dead by Daylight. The character, not this render. This is William Afton. This is the purple guy. This is the main antagonist for the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. This is someone who was wearing an animatronic suit that got basically ganked because the endoskeleton popped out and crushed him to death. It's really fascinating that underneath this design, there's actual like flesh and muscle and sinew. I personally love that detail because if you see it in game and you don't know the lore, you're gonna be like, ew, what the fuck? Why does it look like it has meat? Because there's a person in there. This is what I think the actual animatronics should have looked like in the first FNAF, because there were bodies inside of them. But with William, you could wear these. These were suits that, like, workers could wear, but they were so badly maintained that a spring lock failure could happen to you if you breathe on this thing for me.
Alive and writhing for 30 years.
God, imagine how terrible that must be. Jesus, disgusting. Deserved. I think that, like, Springtrap Bonnie competes with Freddy for, like, the most iconic design in the FNAF franchise, because it's just that fucking good. So the rest of the animatronics are actually hallucinations. So the thing that they have that sets them apart from the OGs is that they look really worn down, and they all have like a yellowish color palette, and their eyes are more sunken in for the most part. So Phantom Freddy is the same as Freddy with the really sunken in eyes, and he has a lot more wear and tear. In terms of like the design, they just made a few changes, but that added a lot to the horror of it, which is basically making them look older, more worn down, making the eyes sunk in and dark, and like really like jarring color palettes did a lot for these. When you're working with like a similar cast of characters over years and years and years, you do have to change design stuff. You can't just go in with like the same thing as before, because people will get bored. But at the same time, these characters are so iconic that you need to preserve some silhouette. So I think that Scott did a good job here. Phantom Chica, this is basically like Chica if it was like dipped in tar. Again, the sunken in eyes with like the white light pupils, some bits and pieces missing. It looks like burnt down almost. Super fucking scary, but these will not actually kill you if you're playing FNAF 3. They're just hallucinations. If I did not know for a fact that this was a hallucination, I would have run for my fucking life. Look at that. The two sets of teeth, the wide eyes, the pointy hands, just, Jesus Christ. Scott. Yeah, no, this is horrific. Burnt, evil eye, disgusting. The OG was already disgusting. This one's even worse. Go away. Would you still do it, chat? Would you? Oh my god. I don't know if it's just the change in color scheme, the fact that the eyes are such high contrast, or how withered and disgusting everything looks, but no. No, I'm gonna have to go downstairs by myself later, and I don't wanna. Chat, holy shit. I hate it. I hate it even more when I can't see its facial features. It's worse in the game because it stays in your vision no matter where you look. Ugh! Shadow and Golden Cupcake. I hate that the Shadow one is just a monochrome cupcake. Let me guess, it crashes your game. They're Easter eggs. No. Is that fucking blackface, dude? Stop! Okay, can I just say something? We are trying too hard. FNAF 4 was the point where I was like, all right, we're just trying a bit too hard. I do know that the lore reason for these designs is because they're supposed to be like the fucking hallucinations and nightmares of a very young child's mind, but this is just scary for the jump scare. Like, the fact that it has like little Freddy's all over it, coming out of like different parts of its body, it's like torn apart, the fucking super sharp teeth, like, these are supposed to be nightmare animatronics, so I get why they're so exaggerated in their nightmarish features, but to me, this is trying a bit too hard. They're called Freddos. Ew! What I do like about these is that we are using the shape language that's meant to convey fear. It's pointy, it's jagged, it's intense, it's evil, it's dark. It's meant to be, like, way more in your face about its horror. So I think in that regard, Scott excelled. I do think it's a little bit much, but in terms of following the rules of designing for horror, he did a good job. He really did. Bonnie continues to be absolutely horrifying no matter where you look. So for some reason, this one I like more than Freddy. Probably because the OG Bonnie was already super fucking scary. I think that this one, since it's just withered and has like sharp teeth and shit, I feel like it's not trying as hard. It doesn't have like 50 Bonnies coming out of it or anything like that. This is terrible. I would not like to have dreams about this. I heard a rumor though, back in the day, that by this point people were saying that FNAF wasn't scary anymore. And Scott got ass blasted, so he was like, oh, you want scary?
Brew. Gotcha, scared you.
So that's why these happened. This one I like. It's perfectly fucking off-putting because it just looks like a withered Bonnie with very, very sharp teeth. I'm not impressed. And again, I get the point. It's supposed to be like a child's nightmare. But for me, it's just like, eh. The main thing that's, oh, come on, the cupcake has sharp teeth. For fuck's sake, Scott. From a character designer perspective, these are way too edgy. You could have just made them really withered and made some bits sharper, but you did not need the super sharp teeth and the sharp teeth cupcake. And the 3 rows of super sharp teeth. There is a point where it is trying a bit too hard. Nightmare Chica gets into your room, the cupcake is the one that jump scares you instead of Chica. Withered Chica was way more off-putting to me, because it still had that, like, subtlety from the first FNAF games. Same with the Phantom one, and these just feel a bit much. Nightmare Foxy to me is perfect. This is the only Nightmare design that I think makes perfect sense, because the OG was already super pointy and super scary. This one just elevates the original design, the other 2 try too hard. I like this one a lot more, I think. Was that the bite of 87? Nightmare Fredbear. This is not Freddy, this is Fredbear. This is like the golden Freddy. Too much. Like, I'm getting fucking Nightmare Before Christmas vibes. This looped all the way back around to being ridiculous. The teeth on the stomach. Come on, man. Scott! Fart reverb. I didn't like this one. This one looped all the way back around to being ridiculous. There's only blood on one set of claws. It's so pointy and, like, stupid and, like, jagged teeth. This is going into campy territory. Nightmare. It's just a slime. It's just, like, see-through slime. Inverse color scheme. Yeah, inverse color scheme, which is pretty interesting. But, that's about it. There's a human brain in there. Oh, yeah! It crashes your game. Of course it does! Has there been a single thing that Scott hasn't put in here that doesn't crash your game? That's such an asshole move. It doesn't actually crash your game. It just acts like it does. That's even meaner! But, that being said, we really need to bring this aesthetic for electronics back. Like, the clear case with the machine parts showing is such a good fucking aesthetic. It reminds me of this. The, like, clear case Game Boys and N64s and stuff, and, like, the old iMacs that had, like, color casing. I miss when we had tech like that. Like, to be fair, some stuff still tries to emulate it. I have a Nintendo Switch controller that has, like, a clear casing, and you can just, like, customize the LEDs. But, man, we need to bring this back. Yeah, that's what Nightmare Freddy reminds me of. I don't find it super scary, but it gets the job done. Plushtrap. Why? This is like FNAF World characters. To be fair, though, this one looks more like an animatronic than all the other ones. So you know what? Fair. I like the Plushtrap. 10 out of 10. Jack-O-Bonnie. I mean, I like the color scheme, but why? You look like a pumpkin, bitch. I mean, this is meant to be super campy because it's Halloween themed, so I like that it's shiny, I like that it's emitting light from the teeth. He drank the orange Fanta. Eh, baby! It said it's hot. Oh, there's nothing in there. I mean, yeah. You know what's funny? Adding the Halloween element really makes me like these designs more. Maybe it's because we're leaning into the campiness of it. Blood Orange. Oh my gosh, she's so pretentious. They have the ookie spooky touch. I like it. Nightmare Mangle. Oh! Well, Mangle was already horrifying, so this one makes sense to me. I like this one. There's a bit less exposed wiring, and the teeth are obviously much sharper, but this one's not that bad, actually. I do like Nightmare Mangle. It has that touch. Would you guys still fuck it? It has multiple holes. Chat, no! Yes, but also no. I like the really long spindly fingers. I think that those are particularly off-putting. And I do like the big chompers. But I think the original Balloon Boy is way more off-putting than this. Because it has like that Uncanny Valley charm. This is just like an ookie spooky on-purpose Halloween monster. And like a South Park Canadian. Oh yeah! It's split in two! Oh yeah, how does that stay on? It's actually split in two. This one I don't like. This one's scary. Oh god, the hands! Stop it. The exposed ribs and the hands and the fucking, like, fleshy, Venom-esque looking bits and, like, the fucking open... Ugh. Oh, why is the puppet, like, consistently the most horrifying thing that FNAF has actually ever created? Next question. Chat, no! So, like, the fucking puppet is consistently the scariest thing FNAF has ever made, I'm sorry. It just gets you. It's just gross. Like, ugh.
In FNAF VR, his level has tentacles come out of the floor, bed, and ceiling.
Ooh, kinky, but no!
The show will begin momentarily. Everyone, please stay in your seats.